Well, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good morning, and welcome to WMMR's Rocktober Madness 2020. This is the first time we're ever doing something like this. We, as a world, missed out on March Madness back in March because of this COVID-19 pandemic. So we're going to do our version of a bracket thing with music, and we're going to do this. We got a few different teams selected here. We got team Pancake and Pierre, or should I say Pierre and Pancake. We've got team Jaxon and Sara, team Preston and Steve, and team Jacky and Brent. And we're going to do a draft much like people do every single summer with fantasy football. We're going to do a snake draft where, we pick 1 through 4 and then 4 through 1 and 1 through 4 and 4 through 1. We've got 64 of the greatest bands. These guys are going to pit themselves against each other to see who is the greatest band that Philadelphia and let's say the world chooses. We're going by seniority. Well, who gets to pick first? Normally you would just do it random selection, but no, we're going by seniority. Pierre is the longest tenured member here at WMMR, followed by Jaxon, then followed by Preston and Steve, and then followed by Jacky and Brent. So Pierre, we're going to give you max 1 minute to make your pick, right? And then once you have chosen your band or solo artist, Jaxon will have 1 minute to pick his, and then so on and so forth. So Pierre, I know that you're not used to this sort of stuff, so hopefully Pancake is going to be able to steer you in the right direction. And I think without further ado, we're going to move on. By the way, thank you so much to our sponsor for MMR's Rocktober Madness, Horizon Services. Thank you, Horizon Services, for allowing us to put this on for our listeners. All right, you guys ready?
We are ready.
And 3,
let's go.
2, 1. Pierre, you are now on the clock. Pierre, who's your first pick going to be?
Pancake, are we ready?
We are ready. Absolutely ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, the world's greatest rock and roll band, the Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones are officially off the board, and then the clock is now starting with Jaxon. Jaxon, I don't know if you have done your research here. Have you created your war room draft board? If you already know who you're going to pick, but if you do, then by all means, take your pick.
Yeah, Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz?
Yeah.
Yep, let's see if he's still available. Yep, it seems like he's going to be available for a long time. So he's all yours.
Now we're going Foo Fighters.
Wow, Foo Fighters. I didn't even have those guys in my top 10, but
you're silly.
I'm not drafting, but Preston and Steve, I think that opens up a lot of stuff for you. You guys are on the clock.
All right.
Preston, go ahead.
All right. We are proud to select, on behalf of the Preston and Steve Show, Rupert Holmes as our... No, I'm kidding.
The pina colada guy.
Yeah. We did that for Pierre. No, the Preston and Steve Show proudly chooses Led Zeppelin.
Boom! The Fab Four off the board. All right, so now that leaves Jacky, Bam Bam, and Brent. I don't know if you guys were able to, get together and meet about this. If you guys are, in unison on who you're going to pick, but you got about 50 seconds to make your selection.
Brent Porsche. T stands for what?
Tool, baby.
Take
wow.
the Tool line for us.
I hate you.
Cool is off the board. Chuck D'Amico is our Vanna White over here. Thank you very much, Chuck D'Amico, for, we've got our big board here. Pierre Robert, you have another minute. I got to tell you, I'm very, very surprised with the opening round here. I'm not necessarily surprised. Oh, by the way, it isn't Pierre. We're doing the snake draft. But I was surprised with our second pick and our fourth pick. But Jacky and Brent, we're doing the snake draft. You got about 45 seconds to make your next selection.
All right, Jack, I don't know about you, man, but I see it on the board and it should be down already. I think we should go with the Beatles, bud. What do you think?
I will second that. The Mop Tops forever.
All right, the actual Fab Four is off the board. Beatles have been selected by Jacky and Brent. Preston and Steve. Press, I know that was your band, but who are you guys going to go with here?
That's all right. It's a draft, man. Steve, you want to tell them what we have planned next?
Yeah. We're going to go with Pearl Jam.
We're going with Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam is now off the board. And we are now moving on to Jaxon and Sara. Jaxon and Sara, I don't know if you guys came up with a decent plan here or not, but you do have 55 seconds to make your decision.
Hold on, I'm secretly chatting with Sara.
Oh, okay.
No, don't do that. That's not what we should do. No.
You don't think so?
Look in the chat. It's all caps.
Yeah, it was a toss-up between those two.
Now I'm just banging on my keyboard. You know what to do.
All right, we'll take Metallica.
So true, Jackson.
So true. I actually had Metallica selected for you guys as well, believe it or not. I thought, I was pretty sure that Metallica would go to you guys, and I could have sworn that the Beatles were going to go to Preston and Steve. But, that's what is so great about, Rocktober Madness is you have no idea what's going to happen. Now, Pierre Robert, you and Team Pancake are up, and you have the next 2 picks, by the way. So choose wisely. Yes. The next 2 picks are yours. You got about 50 seconds.
Mr. Cake, I'll let you take the first one.
All right, so we will go with selection number 8, Bruce Springsteen.
You're going Bruce Springsteen off the board. Excellent. Now, Pancake and Pierre, you just remember that you guys, this is a snake draft, so you guys get the next pick. You got about 55 seconds.
And the reason for that, as every sports fan knows, Casey, is because it's Double Shot Tuesday as we're recording this. And so on Tuesday, I get 2 at this moment in time. I may not get 2 later, but I get 2 now. The first of which you've already heard. Now for the second of that double shot, remaining in the great Garden State of New Jersey, we're going to go with Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi is now off the board. Back-to-back New Jersey selections. Next up, we on the clock. And I'm sorry. This just in. Jaxon, you are not allowed to make any more picks unless your shirt is off. I'm hearing. You have to take your shirt off.
Plot twist.
Otherwise, you have been disqualified from.
This ain't
Have
free.
you seen that animal calendar yet?
You know what? I'll take one
I
for
did,
the team.
Pierre. I'll bring you one.
All right. Go ahead.
By the way, Pierre, this is your first time doing a draft, isn't it?
Aren't we on the clock?
And I am having a great draft beer even as we talk.
All right.
It's all in this.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Coffee.
Come on.
Jackson, make the pick.
We're fine. We got Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd is now off the board. Preston and Steve, I hope you guys.
I froze.
You did no, we could still see you. You're fine. Preston and Steve, you're on the board. You're on the clock, I should say, with about 50 seconds.
All right. Well, Jackson did take the one that was next on our list. We were going to go with Pink Floyd, but following that up, pretty solid band you may have heard of called Queen is going to be on our list.
Queen is now off the board. Preston and Steve, these guys got together for, God, it seems like they were together for 5 or 6 whole minutes talking about this stuff. And clearly it shows with their selections. Led Zeppelin, Pearl Jam, and Queen. Now, Jacky and Brent, you have the next 2 picks, and you got about 50 seconds for your next pick.
Brent, you go first.
Jacky, I think we should up the irons. What do you think?
How do you say it? One more time.
We got to up the irons. We're going with Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden.
Off the
board, man.
All right. You guys have another selection to make. You have 50 seconds to make your decision.
All you, Jacky, go for it.
4-letter word, Brent. 4-letter word. Begins with the letter R. Don't tell Prespo.
We're about to get Russian.
Preston, Rush is now off the board.
Rob.
Dude, listen, Preston. They went after the Beatles and Rush. I can't believe you allowed them to do that to you.
Well, listen, as much as I love Rush and my fanaticism for them, we did have a strategy in mind thinking about the audience of MMR trying to figure out who's going to win this thing. So, hey, it's the nature of the draft. It happens.
All right. Well, you guys are on the clock now. You guys
one
have
more
about-
thing.
Yes.
One more thing. F you guys, by the way. We can say that, right?
I think you can.
You just did.
It's been said.
35 seconds to make your pick, Preston and Steve.
Steve, you got it right.
Yeah, finger 11.
Finger 11 has already been taken. They were first.
We're going with AC/DC.
AC/DC is now unavailable to the rest of the field there, and we're moving back on to Sara and Jaxon. Sara and Jaxon, you guys went Foo Fighters, Metallica, then Pink Floyd. Who's going to be your next pick?
It's all you, Sara. Take a pick.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah.
I think we've got to go with the legendary Tom Petty.
Tom Petty, with and without the Heartbreakers, is now off of the board. And we are nearing the end of round 4 of MMR Rocktober Madness. Pierre and Pancake, you guys have the next 2 picks. You got about 50 seconds on the clock for your next pick.
All right. For the first, I nominate most humbly The Who.
The Who is now off of the board.
Wait,
no
which Who?
Surprise there.
Which Who, Pierre?
Which Who?
The British
Very
who or the
funny,
Mongolian
Sarah.
who?
Very funny. Very, very funny.
All right, so you guys are going to start round 5. You have about a minute to make your selection. Just want to, I'm no surprise here with Pierre and Pancake. They went Rolling Stones, Bruce Springsteen, Bon Jovi, and then the Who. Who are they going to start round 5 with?
Pancake, go ahead.
Where do you want to go?
Well,
Let's see this one here.
I would go that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We're going high voltage on this one. AC/DC.
AC/DC has already been selected. You guys are now penalized. You have no more selections for the whole rest of the draft.
Wait, who picked AC/DC?
Preston and Steve took AC/DC, so you guys are penalized. You now have a Nickelback. That has been
No, don't take Nickelback.
Brent Porter almost picked that. Wait.
I know, really, they've already been selected, but you do have 10 seconds.
Let's go with
Next one down.
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith is now off the board. The boys from Boston are now off the board. Now, it's not Preston, Steve, Jaxon, and Sara. You guys are up next to continue with round 5. You got about a minute.
We're up.
Yep, you're up.
Sarah, between those two, just flip a coin.
Flip a coin? No, what?
Yeah.
I have
I'll
a
take-
20-sided die. Does that work?
I'll take either of those bands that we just talked about.
We got.
Although, I actually.
Okay, go for it.
Soundgarden.
Soundgarden. Seattle Soundgarden is now off of the board. And Preston and Steve, you guys have a huge, amazing catalog to choose from. And I think anybody that is still left on the board is still has a really, really good opportunity to win this whole thing. So Preston, Steve, who do you guys select?
All right, Steve, you want me to take this one?
Yeah.
We were just talking about this band this morning. We had a conversation about bands with their debut album having the strongest opening track from the album. This is one of the first ones we thought of, Guns and Roses.
GNR off the board. Welcome to the jungle, ladies and gentlemen. Brent and Jacky, you guys now have the next 2 selections. You're going to finish up round 5 and then start up round 6.
I kind of want to go with that one.
Well, shame on me for not picking them sooner, but I got to get them on the board. We'll get one of the newer bands up there. How about my boys in Shinedown?
Shinedown is now off of the board. Sometimes these guys go with their heart and not their head, but Shinedown is now off of the board, and you guys will be able to start round 6 here. You guys are back on the clock. You got about a minute.
I didn't hear Pierre Robert give us a magical word, so I guess I'm going to say, God bless the good old Grateful Dead.
Grateful Dead off of the board.
Sorry, Pierre.
Yes. They keep stealing everybody's favorite bands. I don't know if it's a really good strategy or not, but
Wait a minute. No one said anything about Pierre stealing my Rolling Stones. But it's
yeah, but all right, Rolling Stones are more of like a 1 seed than anything else. Preston and Steve, who do you guys got?
Should I go for this, Preston?
Let's trade off. Your turn, Steve. What do you want to do?
All right. Our boys
follow
from
the
New
list?
Jersey, you too.
The boys from New Jersey, you 2 now off of the board. Jaxon and Sara, you guys are up next.
Sarah, it's all you. Go ahead.
So much pressure. I think we got to go with Green Day.
Green Day. The boys from, where are they from?
The boys in blue. They are
from Utah.
the Bay Area. Yeah.
Provo, Utah.
Are they from Utah?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. You learned
They're
stuff.
not, Casey. They're from
All right.
California.
All right. Pierre, Pancake, you guys are going to finish up round 6 and start round 7. Who do you got?
Cake, you take the first one.
All right, we're gonna go with the Killers.
The Killers, the boys from Las Vegas, Nevada, off of the board. Brandon Flowers and company. And then you guys have another selection to make. You got about a minute.
Lola, Kinks, Kinks, the Kinks.
Kinks are now off the board. Wow, that is a surprise selection. That's like the
You
Eagles
bet
taking
you,
a
Buster, and
fireman.
that's why we call it sports.
Yep. You guys remember when the Eagles took a fireman in the first round?
I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
They drafted Thompson, and it was never the same since. The defense didn't hold, and for fuck's sake, they got to clean that up next time around.
All right, the Danny Watkins of the selection so far, the Kinks. Now, Jaxon and Sara, you guys are up.
Chatting. Hold, please.
Hold, please.
Wait, we can chat?
Well, there you
I, That's your strategy?
How do you
Sarah?
spell Serbian?
That's my strategy.
What do we got?
Sarah's strategy is to just fuck everyone else,
Okay.
steal their
Listen,
bands. Go ahead,
Interesting strategy. Are you okay with that?
do it.
Let's go with the hottest band
Yeah,
in the
that's
land, Kiss.
Kiss
Oh,
is
I'm
now
sorry.
off of the board. Detroit Rock City, Preston and Steve. You guys, by the way, are looking really, really good right now. You're looking real good, buddy. You got Led Zeppelin, Pearl Jam, Queen, AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, U2, and
We're going to go in a different direction. Steve, I'm going to let you tee this up because it's one of your all-time favorite bands. Go ahead.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah. Let's. We just talked to Steve Hackett this morning. Genesis.
Genesis now
Nice.
off the board. The Lamb lies down on Broad Street here in Philadelphia. Now we're going to move on to Jacky and Brent. You guys get the next two selections. You have we haven't had to use our full minute yet so far. So everybody has been, I guess, doing their research together. So
That's right. So I'm thinking here that nothing complements the Grateful Dead better, and I'm thinking with my heart, not my head. But let's pick Rage Against the Machine.
Rage Against the Machine now off the board, and you guys are back on the clock. 1 minute.
I'm going to throw my horns at Sabbath. Black
Sabbath. Now off of the board. Black Sabbath is off the board. Preston and Steve, you guys, your board is looking really, really good. Looking really good. Who are you guys going to go with next?
Steve, do you mind if I call an audible here? Make a switch?
Oh, by all means.
All right, because I would I don't know if they'll go the distance, but they're one of actually we have a few of my all-time favorite bands that are left, but let's dive straight into some Van Halen.
Van Halen. I can't believe they were on that board for as long as they were. That's a great selection, Preston Elliott. Jaxon and Sara, you guys are on the board, on the clock.
We're gonna go with David Bowie.
David Bowie.
Yeah.
David Bowie, he's actually on the list there. All right, David Bowie, you guys have made some pretty surprising selections, but a very eclectic sound that you have going on.
We gotta do
Pink Floyd, Petty, and we're gonna go back to Pierre and Pancake. You guys have the next two selections.
All right. I'm going to go for the first of our two with Weezer.
Weezer off of the board and off with her head. Back to you guys again.
We're gonna go with Linkin Park.
Linkin Park, the boys from, I don't know, Chicago? Chicago? Jaxon. Oh, was that your next selection, Sara?
No, they're not from Chicago.
Well,
y'all
Linkin Park's
are
from
breaking
Chicago.
my heart.
Where are they from?
They're from Utah.
I'm from California.
No,
They're
that's
from
Utah.
New Mexico.
Are we on the clock?
You're on the clock. You're wasting
Okay.
time. 40 seconds.
Go.
We're gonna take Nirvana.
Wow, that's another band, Nirvana, off the list. That's another band that I was surprised it actually hung in there for as long as they did, but that's a nice, solid selection. You got Dave Grohl on your bracket twice there, Jaxon, with the Foo Fighters and Nirvana. So Preston and Steve, you guys are up.
All right, Steve, you're going to deliver this one, or you want to make an audible, or do you want to go with what we have in order? It's up to you.
Well, at this point, they're all losers. No. At this point, let's just go on the list. I think they're good. So let's go with Jimi Hendrix.
Hendrix off the board. Nice selection. Steve Morrison and Preston Elliott, young men. All right. Jacky and Brent, you guys are up next with the next two picks.
All right. So I'm a big blues guy, and I'm so pissed I never got to see him live in concert, but I would love to hear Blocks Every Single Day of Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Stevie Ray Vaughan is off the list. He's at the top of that thing over there. And then you guys have another selection.
We're going to take the metal gods, celebrating 50 years of metal, the mighty Judas Priest.
Judas
It's
Priest.
not a curse word.
And Rob Halford just put out his autobiography called something.
Oh, wow. That's a cool name.
Yeah, I've forgotten the title, but it's good.
I believe it's Confess.
Confess.
Catcher in the Rye.
Gotcha. Preston and Steve, you guys are up next.
We're going to go with The Police.
The Police now off of the board. Excellent selection, Preston. Now we're back onto Jaxon and Sara with your next selection.
Already?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be another band out of Utah, Alice in Chains.
Alice in Chains from Salt Lake City. Excellent. All right. So Pierre and Pancake, you guys now have the next two selections.
You take one, I'll take one.
All right, we're gonna go with the Ramones.
Yeah.
Ramones are now off of the board.
And to compliment,
it's under the Ramones off of the board, and you guys have another selection.
To complement that, we're going to go with a gentleman who loved to play Philadelphia, and his name, David Bowie.
David Bowie has already been selected.
I'm sorry, David Bowie has already been selected.
For fuck's sake, guys.
All right. That brings us to The Offspring.
The Offspring is now off of the board. Noodles and Company.
The Offspring.
The Offspring is off the board. Jaxon and Sara, you guys can do your little chat.
All right, Jaxon, we're gonna talk out loud here. Do you want to go Skinnerd or do you want to go Chili Peppers? Completely different picks.
Let's go Chili Peppers.
Okay.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, and as Jacky Bam Bam would call them, what are they called, Jacky?
Chicken peppers.
Red Hot Chicken Peppers off of the
Pierre
board.
hates
Press.
that.
Press, I thought you were going to select those guys next. I don't know if that was the case or not.
They were high up there on the list. Steve, you want to pick one from the remainings?
Sure. Let's do Tijuana's own Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
Straight out of Tijuana, fresh from the Donkey Show, Ozzy Osbourne. Jacky and Brent, next two picks.
All right, so next up here is probably a band that's at the very top of my list of bands that I wish I could have seen back in the day when they were still around and doing their thing. I picked The Doors.
The Doors, gone. Breaking on through to this side of the board is The Doors.
And Warsaw.
Well done, Casey.
Thank you very much. And we're going to go Jacky and Brent one more time.
Vince Neil, Nikki Sixx, Tommy Lee, Mick Mars. That's Motley friggin' Crue.
Motley Crue,
Croutons.
gone, off of the board. The Croutons are off the board. Preston and Steve, I believe we're in round 12 right now. So you guys got 5 more selections, including this one.
We're getting down to the wire here, and I think now we're playing a little loosey-goosey.
Tori Amos.
No, let's hold on, Tori. I'm thinking that we might have some success. Has Stone Temple Pilots been chosen yet?
No, they're still available.
Let's take them.
Stone Temple Pilots off of the board. Friends of the Preston and Steve show and the Pierre Robert show and WMMR as a whole, the Stone Temple Pilots have been selected. Now, Jaxon and Sara, who do you got?
Can we just go on the auto draft? All right, ready? We're going to throw you for a loop here. You ready?
Yep.
You ready? You ready for this? Prince.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you did. Prince, gone. Excellent. Gone, but not forgotten, guys. All right, Pierre and Pancake, next two picks are yours. You're going to finish up round 12 and start round 13.
He was called the spokesman of a generation. Bob Dylan, Robert Zimmerman.
Bob Dylan, gone and off the board. That is it, man. Preston, I know that was going to be your next selection. So that's
It's the breaks.
Dems are the breaks. And Pierre, Pancake, you guys do have one more selection to make to start round 13.
We're going to go with the Dave Matthews Band.
DMB, the pride of Raleigh, North Carolina, Dave Matthews Band. And Jaxon and Sara, you guys are up next.
Sara, check your chat.
Check your chat.
You didn't say anything. Oh, I
picture.
forgot. That's not on the list.
Yeah, it is.
Where? Oh, under the. Who made this?
All right, I'm going with that.
Okay.
Allman Brothers Band.
The Allman Brothers Band now unavailable. Preston and Steve, what is your 13th round pick going to be? You have some time.
Steve, you can go for anything. I know we have some suggested things on the list here, but if you want to jump onto the ones we didn't even go for, there's still some good stuff like Bob Marley and Beastie Boys and,
What do you like in there? I mean, I think I see there's a personal favorite of mine.
Yeah, go for it.
This band has 3 patents for various versions of composters. Smashing Pumpkins.
Pumpkins gone. Now they are the pride of Chicago, are they not, Sarah?
I believe they are from Chicago. Yes.
Excellent. All right. So Jacky,
I thought it was
Brent.
Gary, Indiana.
That's the
Jersey.
Jackson
They're
Five.
from Jersey.
Utah.
All right, so up next for the Jacky and Brent region, soon to be Rock and Roll Hall of Famers in just about a month or so, 9 Inch Nails.
Damn it.
9 Inch Nails gone. Clearly, Sarah wanted that one, but unfortunately, you're gonna have to go with somebody else. All right, so that finished up round 13. Starting round 14, Jacky, Bam Bam, and Brent Porsche.
I want to get the blues. Old slow hand himself, Eric Clapton.
Eric Clapton, great selection. Jacky, I can't believe he was still available, but Eric Clapton is now unavailable. Preston and Steve, your board is looking really, really good right now. Who's going to be your next selection?
All right, that one's up to me, I guess, since we're trading back and forth. And these guys might be on the poppy side, but you cannot deny the hit writing power of the band Journey. So
Journey.
Let's put them on there.
Journey up there off the board.
Slow Zone.
Yep. Sarah, you can't pick 9 Inch Nails. They're already off the board. What are you and Jaxon going to go with now?
Yeah, that works, Sarah. Go ahead.
All right. We don't give a damn about our bad reputation. Let's go with Joan Jett.
Yes.
Joan Jett with and without the Black Hearts, and now off the board. Pierre, Pancake. You guys are going to finish up round 14 and start round 15. Who are you going to go with?
I'm going to go with Sublime.
Sublime. Gone.
I'm surprised you
off
waited
the
that
board.
long.
Yeah, right? Pancake. Pierre, who's your next pick going to be?
Okay. Dire Straits.
Dire Straits gone off of the board.
Wow.
Excellent.
Took that one from Steve.
Oof.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Steve.
All right, there's only 2 more rounds left here. So Jaxon, Sarah, you guys have 2 more picks. Who's your next pick going to be?
Is the Clash still available?
The Clash, unless you pick them.
Sarah?
Let's do it.
Clash.
The Clash is now unavailable. Jaxon and Sarah, nice selection. Preston and Steve with 2 more picks. Who's your next pick going to be?
I know both you and I are fans of this band, and we might as well just throw it in. How about Yes?
Oh, good call, Steve.
Good
Yes,
call.
off of the board. Woo! Preston was I love it. Hey, Brent Porsche, we lost you for a second, but you're back, and you are going to make your next pick, and then I believe Jacky's going to make your last pick of the afternoon.
Oh boy. All right. So I'm going to go. I'm feeling like an animal today. I'm going with Rock and Roll Hall of Famers, Def Leppard.
Gone off of the board.
Stealing.
Brent, nice selection. Jacky, Bam Bam, you are starting round 16. This is your last pick of the MMR Rocktober Madness 2020 draft. Who's it going to be?
Go with Sewing Company. Godsmack.
Godsmack off of the board. That was a nice selection, Jacky and Brent. You guys, you definitely, I think, have the heaviest 16 bands of all the, except for the Grateful Dead, of course. But, you know, you started off with Tool, and then the hard-hitting sounds of the Beatles, and then Iron Maiden. You do have Rage, Sabbath. You got a lot of good stuff going on there. Preston and Steve, this is your last pick of the afternoon. You guys can think long and hard about it. You have a full minute to think about it.
Wow. I'm a little torn here.
Yeah, you know what? Because we've talked so much about the documentary, do you want to do the Eagles?
Yeah, let's do the
Eagles! Yeah!
Yeah, that's why we did it.
I got lightheaded there, guys. Hang on a second.
Can we just assign Jaxon his last name?
Yeah.
You okay?
Oh, my God.
You okay?
Seriously, I got lightheaded. I'm okay, though.
He's okay.
Woo.
Now, listen, you might want to call me a homer, but I think Preston and Steve have the strongest 16 bands. Listen to this lineup, Preston and Steve, and Jaxon and Sarah, you guys can converse as I go through these bands. Led Zeppelin, Pearl Jam, Queen, AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, U2, Genesis, Van Halen, Jimi Hendrix, The Police, Ozzy, Stone Temple Pilots, Smashing Pumpkins, Journey, yes, and the Eagles. I think that is a solid lineup. Jaxon and Sara, who are you going to finish up with here?
I don't know, because Jaxon keeps trying to pick bands that are already chosen. No, we are not. No Nickelback now.
Skinner's still up there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll take Skinner.
Skinner is now off of the board.
Last pick.
Pierre, Pancake, this is your last pick, the final pick of the Rocktober Madness Draft 2020. Who's it going to be?
4 incredible musicians, each with a different sound. The 4 combined, a sound like no other. David Crosby, Stephen Stills, Graham Nash, Neil Young. My favorite band, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young.
I can't believe that it was the last pick of this draft. That is a strong selection. Pierre, I'm so glad that you were able to select not only Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young, but also the Rolling Stones. My heart goes out to you for not getting the Grateful Dead, but you did get Bruce, you got Bon Jovi, you got The Who, you got some of your favorite bands of all time.
Friggin' hippie.
Yeah. The Killers, The Offspring, you really did get some strong bands there. This was a lot of fun. This was Rocktober Madness 2020, sponsored by Horizon Services, MMR Rocktober Madness. And we're going to kick this all off Thursday, October 1st, or I should say Rocktober 1st on WMMR. We're going to kick it all off at 11:30 and 1:30 with Pierre, then 3:30 and 5:30 with Jaxon. So make sure you guys tune in. Any final words you guys got? You guys want to talk some shit now?
Great job by you, Casey.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
and there's the board.
No, it was great. I'm looking forward to this getting started, man. We're excited about it. We'll bury that hippie Pierre's ass too.
Yeah. I can't wait.
That's not what.
I can't wait to hear Pierre play a block of Guns N' Roses.
Yes.
It's going to have to
That's
happen.
what flaming turds are for.
I mean, if you were to look at your number one picks, each of you guys, between the Rolling Stones, the Foo Fighters, Led Zeppelin, and Tool, who do you think has the strongest pick there?
Well, if you look at the history, Tool was on our list just based on history because they won the March Madness.
They did?
They did.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Tool won March Madness 1 year. We were trying to figure out if the Foo Fighters had ever won it. I know they made it to the finals.
Didn't Breaking Benjamin win March Madness
Pearl Jam won it 1 year, Tool won it 1 year. Breaking Benjamin by some fluke won it 1 year.
Yeah.
I would see the Rolling Stones going up against Foo Fighters, Led Zeppelin, or Tool beating all of those. I mean, just because of the history and the longevity. But, you know, it's hard to say. You never know. It depends on who's calling in and who's voting and all that stuff.
And of all the long shots, we'll go with the 16th pick for each of you guys between Godsmack, the Eagles, Skinner, and Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Which one of those 4 do you think has the strongest possibility of winning this whole thing?
No question about it, Godsmack.
Yeah, I side with Pierre. Godsmack all the way. No, I'd say the Eagles, man. We got it. To shoe it.
Eagles don't have a shot of winning in this city.
Decent loss.
Casey just wanted to make that joke.
That's not funny.
Breaks my heart.
I'm so sad.
Oh, you know what I also forgot to mention was that you can vote for your favorite bands to move on to the next round via the MMR app as well as WMMR.com.
Rock on.
All right, Jacky and Brent need to go get some sleep.
Pierre needs to get back to his show. And Happy New Year.
Hey.
I'm going to go rub one out. See you guys.
Later, dudes.
Thank you, everyone.
You're not going to keep the camera on for that?
Oh.
Mike's muted.
Oh, the editing.